Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 192. It is the beginning of our third day in Las Vegas. It is early morning. Well, not too early. I got to sleep around 1:30 or so. Woke up at about 6 o'clock. Took my time getting ready. And right now I am ready to go. I'm going to run to the car, get a few things out of it. Yesterday, I gave Walter White my car to bring back to the Wynn because Green Valley Ranch is a place that he can't go. So he ended up coming back here, and he left the keys in the car for me. Then when I got back, I picked up the keys and came up to the room. I'm hoping that we can get together for dinner tonight. I will have Mike around that time, so either get together before that or with Mike one way or another. We're supposed to be meeting Mike at Caesar's Palace at 7 p.m. and then everything's going to change and really slow down if he's going to be with me because he has trouble walking. So I'll either have to leave him in the room and go places or figure something out, but he's aware of all that, so it should not be a big surprise to him. But right now we're going to head down to the Wynn, try to get a good blackjack session in, grab something to eat, and start our day here. It's around 7 o'clock right now. So that's what's going on right now. Yesterday, we made over $3,000. That brings our total to over $7,000 for the trip so far. And just got to keep it on cruise control here, keep moving forward. So you're all caught up, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back and had a little bit of a rough start this morning at the Wynn. Went down and sat down at the double deck table and just started awful and continued awful for quite a long time. Go to the tables, just start playing, and it's just every hand. It's one of those like needling you, poking you, and just getting frustrated, trying to keep my cool. You know, I know how it's going. I know what's going to happen. Eventually, everything will be fine. And come on, trying to get out of the wind here. Anyway, just got to be patient, and I was definitely patient. I was at that table for over 2 hours and just had horrendous variance. And it's not like, dealer had a 20, I had a 19. It's nothing. It's all like drawing 4 cards, 5 cards. There was one hand where the dealer drew ace 2, ace ace to beat me with a 17 or something like that. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And I only had big counts a couple times. I was spreading 100 to 600. But most of the session was just min betting, double, maybe a little bit more, not more than that. But I ended up switching tables for a couple reasons. First of all, I could because they don't care. The variance was bad on that table, but also big negative shoe right off. So, and the other one was empty. Didn't like the dealer's attitude, so I just switched. Got on the other table, and that one went well for a while. I had bought in for $2,000 on the first one, ended up buying in for another $2,000 on the second one, so I was in for $4,000. Was down to as much as $300 left at one point, and I can't express the agony of sitting on this table, having a big count, and having 3 or 4 little cards come out. And the dealer's like, yeah, 2's a dangerous card. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't explain it to you. Gosh, it's like they don't get it. They can never get it. But so then I had this other dealer come, and he's trying to get me to bet more. Oh, you just won a hand. You need to bet more. But overall, I ended up switching back to the first table again. And there's this loudmouth guy, this big muscular black guy, big chain, I don't know if it was like a $sign or some big huge chain on his chest, and he's playing $1,000 hands. That's it. And, MF and this and that and yelling and yeah, really loud, and everybody in the casino is looking at him, but they don't say anything to him. And when I finished up on the table, I'm walking away, he's down his last couple $100, and it's like, you think that you're so great that you're going to beat the odds? The odds are what they are, and you're lucky that you won those $1,000 double downs and stuff like that, but people don't get it. It's all about luck to them. So, and what we call luck variance, but variance has less to do with us than it does with players, because with them they depend on luck. Variance to us is just the bumps in the road on the way to where we want to go. So all right, I ended that session actually ahead $200. It was about 2 hours or 2 hours and 10 minutes. So just getting out of there now, heading over to Caesars, and we're gonna try to play a little bit here, probably play a little bit of blackjack here. I don't like to give them too much blackjack action because I get most of my points from slots at Caesars, and I don't want to screw it up with a blackjack session, get backed off, or have an issue. So we'll play a little bit, hopefully win a little bit of money, and then continue on. I'll be meeting up with a friend of mine this afternoon as well. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. Haven't had anything to eat. I'll probably grab some food here as well and go about our day. So, and I thought this morning it might happen. It had two really nice big days. We may have an off day every once in a while, and that's okay. I don't have to push it. I don't have to force it. If it comes, it comes. And you saw a lot of the day yesterday was 200 here, 150 there, 50 there, and it added up to a couple $1,000. So yeah, so that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I'm back. This music is so loud. I hope I don't get any copyright issues here. I'm gonna try to walk away from it here as much as possible and protect the microphone here a little bit. So I moved on to Caesars, and just, oh my gosh, was getting murdered, and I've been very lucky on this trip that I've been coming back, being way down and then come back, and then so many ups and downs, but I've been very fortunate that things have always turned out really well so far. This time I'll go to a $25 table, and it's actually spreading 25 to 400 on this table. And for like a couple shoes, it was pretty flat. I went 25, 100, maybe 200, and then these kids are going to get in trouble over here. And I really didn't get to my maximum bet that I wanted, but I was at that table for about 2 hours and 10 minutes, man. 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's another long session back to back. Still haven't had any breakfast. It's noon already, and just grinding and grinding. And the first hour and a half, I'm being ground down to dust, slowly, but being ground down about 1,200, 1,500 at that point. And then some table dynamics changed. I actually ended up switching tables to another table. It was just me and this guy, real muscular black guy. I thought he was in here for like a fitness convention or something, but he was here for some kind of insurance convention thing. And I guess he owns the insurance company. He's got all his people over there going through the training, and he's over here playing. He said he was down about 10,000, but I got to the table and started playing and ended up having to rebuy for another 500. I was in 2,000, and then another 1,000. I was in for 3,000, and things then started turning around, and things started popping, man. All of a sudden, I had gone from like a 6-deck shoe to a double-deck shoe, and all of a sudden, things turned around, and they were going up and up and up and up, and raising my bet, max bet, max bet, max bet, and finally, I was halfway through a shoe. We were like a running minus 10, and I'm like, I got to get up, and I was ahead. I got to get up. So he had he was trying to discourage me from getting up. I said, if you don't want me to get up in the middle of the shoe, then you get up too, and that'll be the end of the shoe. And he did actually end up leaving. I think he had picked up a couple thousand, but he was still pretty far down. But ended that session ahead $600, 605. So plus 605 on that one. And right now we're gonna go grab something to eat. I went to this food court area earlier, but most of the things were still closed. They didn't open till 11. Now it's time to eat. So we're gonna go over here, grab some food, and start planning the rest of our day, because Mike should be around here this evening. So that's what's going on right now. You're all caught up, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. I am in my room at Caesars. I went down and got food from Bobby Flay's burger place, and that was actually pretty good. I got the blue cheese burger again. So yeah, pretty good. No bun, lettuce wrapped, and tasty. Just resting a little bit here. I was just reflecting back on the over 2 hours I played at those tables. It's like as soon as I sat down at the first table, it was an empty table with 3 empty tables all around it, right? 3 empty tables plus mine. I sit down, the guy sits down immediately. I'm almost on third base. He sits down at first base, and he just has something to say about everything, a comment about everything. Everything has a saying, everything has a rhyme. It's like, these guys are like, they're older, they've been around, and it's like, you know what they say, blah, 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 oh, give me a this, and it rhymes with that, all these different things. And it was a little bit annoying, especially since I was losing. People are a lot more tolerable when you're winning. You can put up with a lot more stuff. But shortly after that, maybe 20 minutes later, his wife shows up, and she buys in, and she has no clue how to play. And he's giving her advice, and sometimes she listens, and sometimes not. And sometimes he doesn't give her proper advice, like she didn't split nines against a 9. She didn't double down right. He didn't double down right. He only doubles down against a 6. But then Caesars has the side bet, I always forget the name of these. The one that when the dealer busts, is it the Buster side bet or the, I don't know, the one that pays 1-to-1. They have that here, and he would bet that, but he wouldn't double, which is really stupid. In fact, the dealer was trying to get me to play that too. And most casinos do try to get the dealers to push you to play those side bets, but he only did it a few times. So, but I was steadily losing and losing and losing, and got to the point where it was me and this guy and his wife and all their shenanigans. She leaves in the middle of a shoe, comes back in the middle of a shoe, all this back and forth stuff, and giggling and talking and asking the pit boss questions, slowing down the table. And we're like to a crawl, I like to play 150 plus hands an hour, 200 plus hands an hour, and we're like a hand a minute now. We're like, this is just ridiculous. And so when another guy comes to the table, I'm like, okay, you sit down, I'm getting up. I moved over to the next table. And the next table wasn't much better, because instead of the player slowing things down, it was the dealer slowing things down. This dealer was incredibly slow. Like card. It's like that slow he's dealing. And I'm like, I can't do it. And I had some bad variance on that table as well. I was only on that one for a minute when I went to the double deck after that. But bad variance, bad count, and slow dealer, and I wasn't going to put up with it. Luckily, that double deck was open, because I was looking at it for a long time, and finally someone got up, and there was just one guy left at the table that I talked about earlier. So I went over there, sat down, immediately lost the last 500 I had, and bought in for another 500 and then another 1,000 before things started turning around. So right now, it's after lunchtime. It's like 12:30 at this point, and I need to figure out what to do here. I'm going to give my friend a call, see where he's at and what he's planning on doing, and then we'll probably head out of the area here and find some games to play. I don't think I want to go back to the Wynn just yet because I will later on. So let me call him, figure out what to do, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I wasn't really sure about where to go, so I just started heading south and got to about the Luxor. And I thought to myself, what am I doing here? Why don't I just go to the Strat? I wanted to hit it yesterday anyway. Let's go hit the Strat today and see what's going on over there. Maybe we can make a little money there. So we're going to turn around and head back there and see what we can do there. And I'll come back and update you, hopefully with some good news. All right, guys, I am back. And that place was okay. And you know, I got like no heat spreading from 10 to 150 to 200 really. But it's not a very nice place in my opinion. The pit boss was this black lady, like maybe like foreign black lady. Didn't speak English well. I tried to talk to her a little bit. She didn't understand what I was talking about. You know, it was okay. I had terrible variance. Even at a $10 table, I was down as much as 700 on that. And I just couldn't get anything going for a while. I ended up switching tables to the one next to it. When this guy came over from another table, and he was just dragging his feet and upset and all this. I'm like, come on, man, I'm losing too. Let's go. We're losing time. And so I moved to this other table. Didn't do too well at first there either, but things turned around eventually. And I was able to come back. I couldn't believe the comeback when it happened. And I was able to leave ahead 106. So 108, I'm sorry, plus 108 at the Strat. And then I did look at slots as well and just played a couple plays. One of them seemed tighter than I was used to. One seemed looser than I was used to. So probably just variance. I ended the slot session ahead $54. So we're up 1,000 for the day. It's been a really difficult day. This session also was long, 1 hour and 40 minutes. So we're looking at 2 hours and then about 2 hours and 15 minutes on the second one, and so that's 4:15, and then 1:45 on this one. 4:15, 6 hours, 6 hours for 3 sessions. So definitely a harder day today, but we're okay. We made it through it all, and honestly, I was more bored there than anything else. The dealers were slow, the players were slow, and I was looking for the high limit area. I couldn't find it for a while, and then I just decided I was done and we're going to move on. So I was there long enough. Now, parking wise at the Strat, when I checked on an AI app, it said that the first hour was free. In fact, it's all free right now. So you just drive out, you drive in, you don't need to get any kind of ticket or anything. And then you drive out, no problem, no issues. So parking was free. Now, I don't know if they changed that on weekends or evenings or anything like that, but there was a sign that said just drive out and the gate came up. So, yeah, so now I'm down here. I'm thinking, should I have just stayed in that parking garage and walked a little bit to another casino? But instead, I'm looking north here, and let's see if we can find anything over here. Looking for another hole in the wall, man. Let's do this. What do we got here? All right, well, we'll figure something out. There's some kind of, is that a Planet Hollywood over here? What is that? PH, it says. Doesn't look like Planet, oh, it's a topless place. wait a minute, what does this say here? People's Cab, what is it? Wait a minute. Topless Cabaret. Oh, very nice. Peppermint Hippo. I thought it was Planet Hollywood. It was Peppermint Hippo. There you go. Learn something new every day. Put that on my list as something I learned today. I'll be back. All right, here we go again. We're going to try to hopefully record this without it being too loud in the background here. So I did continue on, and I ended up downtown. So went and looked around these downtown casinos. The first one, I believe, is Main Street. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Main Street Station. And the reason I went to that one is because everybody wanted to charge like $10 for parking. And they had a thing where if you spend $50, like through the slot machines, you get your parking for free. Now, I've had a Boyd card, but I've never ever used it. I was saving it for a big play or something like that. So I'd never used it. So I ended up using it to put $50 on there to get that for free. And so then I went to the promotions desk, and the guy there, his name is Richard, a super nice guy. Such a nice guy, really. And I talked to him, and he was telling me about the history of the place, and he was so enthusiastic and loved his job. He was sitting there eating like peanut butter crackers behind the desk by himself. And so I talked to him for a few minutes, and he gave me a brochure that has the history of that casino, and everything in that casino came from somewhere else, like old antiques, old columns, things like that. All these different things from different places around the world. And I thought that was pretty cool that he was really enthusiastic about what he did. So I thought that was really nice. I ended up actually making money while I was there too. So ran the $50, ended up making $83 profit there. And then we moved on to the California, and California also really not that much there. So, you know, you take what you can get. But I was in there for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and ended up making $66 there. So another $66. And so, you know, it's pretty cool. Right now I'm walking around the Circa, and just a heads up, the Circa does scan your ID when you walk in, so hopefully you don't have any issues with their properties, and you're not going to do anything that's going to give you any kind of issues with them. So watch what you're doing. They have your information when you walked in. So yeah, right now I'm walking around Circa. I see an Asian lady walking around beating the heck out of all these machines, checking where everything is. So probably not going to find much in here, but just trying to go from one place to another and see what I can find. Yeah, so speak of the devil, just walked by me. Anyway, yeah, there's looks like multiple floors here. We'll go check them all out and see what we can make, if anything, and then I'll come back and give you an update. Alright guys, I am back. Went through the Circa, didn't really see much. Like I said, there was at least one lady in there that was just walking around checking everything in sight. So I'm sure there was way more people than that. I saw one guy checking a machine, and he was like looking around like it's already exposed, and you're already sitting in the seat, and he's looking over his shoulder. I'm like, man, that is so crazy. But right now I'm heading over to Main Street Station parking, where I got my free parking. And by the way, once you run the $50 through there, and you validate your ticket, it's good for 4 hours. So you can do whatever you want, go to all the different places for 4 hours. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna meet a friend of mine over at Southpoint in about an hour. So we'll go do that and see if we can find some interesting games to play. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. I'll tell you, it's so hot outside. I know the car a little bit ago said like 109 or 110. Let me see, the weather channel says 108 right now. So definitely warm out, but it doesn't feel too bad. So anyway, heading back to the car, and I'll catch up with you at Southpoint. Alright guys, I am back, and I am just leaving Southpoint. I gotta head straight back to Caesars to pick up Mike, so that's what we're doing next. I stretched it as far as I possibly could. I'm gonna get there 10 minutes before our meet time, the time we're supposed to meet, but he's going to be there about 10 minutes earlier than that even, so he'll be there about 20 minutes early. So right now, just getting ready to get on the highway, Yeah. So I went in, looked around a little bit. I found one little tiny slot play, made $1, and then I sat down at the blackjack table. I was waiting for a friend to show up, and then when he showed up, I was busy at the blackjack table. I was down, and so he was doing his thing, getting ready for what we're gonna do, and I just kept on playing blackjack. I was on a $25 table, but it's a double deck table, but they only play about half the shoe, so one deck. And I just wasn't getting the good counts that I wanted. So my bets were pretty low most of the time. However, I did manage to get involved for a total of $1,200 somehow. And I was down as much as, I would say, $10.50 or so, maybe $1,100. And it was time to leave, and I know that Mike was gonna try to get there early, but I wasn't gonna leave down. There's no way I was gonna let Southpoint have my money. So I hung in there, and I kept playing, and I kept strong, and I ended up breaking even in the middle of a shoe. It was a negative count, and I said to the lady next to me, I know you don't want me to get up in the middle of the shoe, but I gotta go. I'm exactly even. I got up plus $0, went straight to the cashier, and now I am heading back to Caesar's Palace, and I am 10 minutes away from there right now, so it's not too bad. And I think I don't have much of a choice as to what I'm going to do. So because I don't know if he's walking or what's going on with this situation, I am going to have to park the car in their parking garage, which is so far away, and then walk through Caesar's, and then go find him by the front entrance, and then take him to the room, and then reevaluate everything, evaluate everything, figure out what's going on, what he can do, what he can handle, and hopefully this doesn't tie me to the room for the night, because I can't do that. So one way or another, I'm gonna have to get some stuff done. My friend who is at Southpoint right now is going to get back to me if I need to come back or not. There's a potential that I may have to come back. If so, I'll bring Mike with me. He can go sit in the lunchroom or something and enjoy something to eat while we do our thing. So he's good in the casino anyway, but what I'm worried about is how much can he get around? Can he only go 50 feet or can he go half a mile? So we'll find that out real soon. So right now about 3.5 miles away from my exit, plus 0 at the Southpoint Blackjack, plus 1 on the slots, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So I got my friend Mike, and we are at the Wynn right now, and just trying to figure out what our next step is. He seems to be able to walk and do things almost normal, so I think we're going to be okay if we try to go somewhere. He's just going a little bit slower. So I'm going to figure out our next stop here, and then we'll go make some more money. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So did end up playing some poker at the Wynn. Was grinding away for an hour and a half with $200. Just grinding. Lost that. Bought in for 200 more and ended up in an all-in hand. Ace queen with an ace on the board, and the other person had pocket aces, so I ended up leaving that table down 400 on the 1-2 no limit, 1-3 no limit, and then I went and played a few slots, found some good stuff, and ended up actually doing really well on that, plus 714 on that. So plus 714 on slots, minus 400 on the poker, and we're going to go take a look around a little bit on the Wynn side, because the poker stuff is all on the Encore side, and see what we can do, maybe make some more money on that side, and I'll come back and update you. Left Mike in the room, and I'll go up and check up on him in a few minutes, so I'll be back. All right, guys, I did end up finding one more play over at the Wynn side, and that yielded $38. So another $38 there. Just came up to the room, and Mike and I are going to go downstairs, probably drive somewhere, get something for him to eat, and hopefully get some more blackjack. And it's almost midnight, so we'll be wrapping this one up and starting a new one soon. So I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. We just went to the Sahara and saw something pretty disturbing. The guy was cashing out for a total of $500, and they had to call the tables to verify his play. That's just ridiculous. So Sahara sucks. We did end up playing one machine and ended up making $69. Mike wants to go to Denny's, so we're going to go to Denny's and use the $69 toward the meal. So it's a beautiful place, but if they're going to nickel and dime you and ask you for all this information over $500, I really don't want to play here. So anyway, just leaving the Sahara and plus 69. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. We did go to Denny's. It was actually pretty decent. It's not far away. I may go there again sometime. I don't know. Unless I have free stuff here, and then I wouldn't do that. We're back at the Wynn right now. I did send Mike upstairs, showed him how to get there, made sure he got in the elevator, so all you had to do was find the room. And I went down and looked around a little bit, found a couple small things, played that, and ended up ahead 200 more. So that's going to be it for tonight. I mean, it's already 1:40, got to get up at 6. So we'll call it a night. You know, I mean, you guys know everything that's happened. Had a steak and salad at Denny's, which was pretty good. Before that, I had some Asian, like beef thing, and I had them make it as spicy as possible. I had some seaweed as well, and give that a jack on the seaweed. The beef I give like a 9 or an 8. It was okay, but it was overdone. Did a lot of stuff, went to a lot of places today. Interesting day, a whole different way of doing things than I would normally do it, but I'm glad I'm doing these things, and I'm going to analyze all this stuff and find better ways to do things for next time. So I'm going to try to be back before the end of the year. So I'm not going to do the other segments. I tipped like $2 all day today. So for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.